Thanks for tuning in to Gluten Free Manhattan's podcast. I'm Brooke Lennington, and today joining us is Jane Polensky, who has been gluten-free since last November. Jane, do you mind telling me why you decided to cut gluten out of your diet?
Basically found out through a couple of people we know suggested it might be gluten. I was off of it for 7 weeks. I ate half a roll after that, and I had a nice rash up the side of my neck.
Wow, half a roll was all it took? So tell me, once the rash came and you obviously went to the hospital, did the doctors diagnose you with celiac?
I'm not full-blown celiac. I just have an intolerance with gluten. It's causing issues. I've had asthma, I've had colon problems, and I've had allergies since I was 5. And all of these things are kind of a possibility that it was caused by the gluten, because I've always been a big bread eater.
So would you say bread has been the hardest thing to cut out of your diet?
It is, because I love bread. So I've cut a lot of the breads out of my diet, basically, but I've also tried to learn to bake the breads with the gluten-free flours. My problem is I've baked bread for so long that the quality of it has to come up to some really high standards. And my mother's a really terrific baker, so I grew up with a lot of the baked breads and stuff in my family. So it makes it a lot harder.
Now we know, of course, about gluten being in breads and pasta, but what's something that we may be surprised that has it?
Soups, salad dressings. Dorothy Lynch has flour in it. All of your soups, all of your canned soups, if you looked at the labels, 90% of them or more will have wheat flour in them. Kikkoman soy sauce has wheat flour in it, which La Choy does not. So I like Oriental foods, but if they have a brown rice, 90% of the time that is a soy sauce, and 99% of the time the restaurants use Kikkoman. So that kind of even messes up your Oriental cooking and your foods.
Well, Jane, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for joining us. Until next time, I'm Brooke Lennington from Gluten Free Manhattan.